Hi guys, today for our first meeting on percentage, we will learn about the introduction and the use of percentage. And we have 8 homeworks here, 8 exercises in your book. You can see on your book at 8A, 8B, and 8C. So before we start our lesson, I want to show you or I want to teach you what means by percentage. What is the definition of percentage? Percentage is taken from a Latin, per and centum. So per means over, fraction. Centum is cents. Cents is 100. Over 100. As simple as that. So per 100 or out of every 100. Okay, that's the main idea about percent. Now, so in order to know what is percentage, so this figure shows a square grid divided into 100 equal parts. So as you can see, 10 parts to the right, 10 parts to the to bottom, go down. So you have as 10 times 10 here, as simple as that. So 10 squares times 10 squares in total is 100 squares. And the shaded part with the blue color, is 75 blocks. How can you explain that? As simple as this. So we have this as 5 and 5, right? So 100 square or total squares, subtract the whites. What is the whites? 25. So it is 75 of 100 blocks or 100 squares. So you can express this as 75 over 100. Since we know that percentage is per 100, so this can be changed by this sign. Okay, this is the percent. I know that you already learned this in primary or in second in elementary school, right? So, and percentage has the close connection with fractions and also close connection with decimals. Now, express each of the following percentage in a fraction, to a fraction, as a fraction. So for number 1, as simple as this, a part 1, 88 over 100. That's all. And next thing, after we convert, you may change it into the simplest fraction. I want to divide by 4, divide by 4. I'll get 22 over 25. And can I make it more? No, I don't think so. So this will be the simplest fraction. As usual, you have to change this into the simplest fraction. Part 2 also, 128 over 100. It has to be simplified. I want to divide by another 4 with another 4. I'll get 32 over 25. And I don't think we can make it further or simplify further. But since the numerator is greater than the denominator, can just switch or change it into a mixed fraction, 17 over 25. I'll show you how to change this, as simple as this. 32 divided by 25. The nearest is 1. 25, what is the remaining or the remainder? Subtract, borrow 7. So 1 for the whole number and 7 for the remainder, 25 for the divisor. That's how you do. 1. Part 3, 0.5%. What means by 0.5? This is quite unfamiliar, but 0.5 is equals to 5, right? So over 100 divided by 5 divided by 5. You can change this into 1 over 20. And that's all. For number B, part B, I mean. So to do the part B, you just switch the order, right? If percent is from percentage to fraction, you just over 100, right? X over 100. In this case, you multiply by 100. That's how you do simply, because you just switch the operator, right? So for B part 1, 1 over 2, you just multiply by 100. I think this is very simple. Percent, don't forget to put the percent sign and that part on the right side. So the answer will be 20. No, sorry, 50. Okay, 50%, right? Because 100 divided by 2. How about part 2? Okay, this is quite complicated because we deal with the mixed fraction. So in order to deal with the mixed fraction, you have to change or convert into an improper fraction. Okay, 8 times 1, remember, plus 1. That's how you do 9/8 times by 100%. This is still don't expect to always get a good number. This is a decimals or fractions. Divide by 4, divide by 4, simplify, and we cannot divide further, right? So just times 9 by 25. We have the answer 5 225 over 2%, or you can just write 112.5%. That's it. Okay, that's for work example 1. Next topic, express the percentage as a fraction. It's the same, right? So I want to ignore this over 100, over 100. I assume that you can do already because this is the practice, your part. But I want to explain you for part A3. 5.5. Oh, how come it's the decimals? Okay, don't worry. As long as it is percent over 100. And then how do you simplify? I just simplify by this. This is the decimals on the fraction, and it is so uncommon. So you have to multiply by something or you divide by something in order to get the decimals annihilated. The simple thing, you usually think times 10 over 10, right? So 55 over 1000. But again, this is too long because you have to divide it more, become 11 over 200. Well, I have another idea. 5.5 over 100. This is plan B. I can just multiply this by 2 over 2. 5.5 times 2, 11. 200. This is the shortest way ever, right? Because I want to make it, my objection is to annihilate the decimals. Okay. B also, I don't want to do this. I assume that you can do this. I assume that you can do this, but you have to be very, very careful about this. This is a mixed number, right? 23, 1 over 5 is a mixed number. So in order to solve it, you just have to change the mixed fraction into improper fraction for the first step. Okay, now work example 2. Okay, I have to discuss this all with you. Express each of the following percentage as a decimals. So work example 2. Yeah, A part 1 to decimal point something. So 85 over 100. Again, from percentage to decimals to fraction first, and then you have to change into decimals without making. Now this is the easy part. Make sure that the multiple of 100, sorry, multiple of 10. Make sure that the multiple of 10 belongs to the denominator. Why? Because if you simplify further, you will get harder. Remember this, as we learned already previously in scientific notation, we have over 100. So 85, move the 0 to the left by twice. One on the decimals, 1, 2 here. So this will be your answer, right? 0.85. That's simple. Okay, part 2. 228, 228 over 100, right? Because percent is 100. Again, go left by twice. 1, 2. So the answer would be 2.28. How about 3? 0. Okay, 0.7 over 100. Again, all the percentage, I changes this as per 100, per 100. Here again, so the decimal will be moved twice to the left, 1, 2. That's 0.007. Okay, it's easy. Again, make sure that the denominator is multiple of 10. It can be 10. Sorry, multiple of 10 power n, right? Or 10 power n. It can be 10, it can be 100, it can be 1000, it can be 10,000, depend on the decimals or the point that you want to move to the left if it is division. Now, express the decimals as percentage. Since we know that percentage is per 100, to express in a switch way or inverse way or reverse, times 100, as simple as that. So part 1, 0.16 times 100%. So it's the same way from fraction to decimals, sorry, fraction to percentage, multiply. So to convert to percentage times 100, that's the simple way. If times 100, we move the 0 to the right because it's times 1, 2. Okay, done, 16%. Okay, piece of cake. Now, how about part 2? Part 2 is 1.456 times 100%. See, I switched the multiply sign by this. It's the same. It's okay, no problem for you. And 1, 2, right? So 145.6%. Be very careful about the movement of the decimals. Okay, practice now. Again, I don't want to do this because we already discussed. So for every practice, this is your part anyway. Okay, this is not considered as, I'm not considering this as a homework, but the homework will be given later until on the end of at the end of the slides. Okay, so this is your part. You can do this as long as you know percentage as decimals. You just divide by 100 because it's per 100, and next as a percentage you just multiply. You just have to multiply by 100%. See, this is totally reverse one to another. It's inversely working. Now practice now again. There you go. So for practice now, I want to discuss this with you because this is considered as a word problem. Okay, there are 45 male teachers and 75 female. Find the percentage of male teachers in the school. So male teacher is 45. Well, how many total? How many teachers in total? 45 plus 75, right? So 45 plus 75 is equals to 120, right? So to find the percentage of male, what you need to do is try to use logic. I better use my logic rather than find the formula. But if you want to follow the formula, I will provide you the formula on part B. So for part A, 120 is a total, right? It is representing 100% because this is the nearest of the concept of to the basic concept, nearest understanding. So this is a 100%. So can you find now one teacher, how many percent? As simple as this, 100 divided by 120, right? The number is so bad, but again, don't mind about the bad numbers. Don't change this. Don't ever change this into decimals. No problem. No worry about that. So part A, how about male teachers? So we have 45 teachers, right? So 45 teachers representing, if one representing 100 over 120, so 45 is representing 45 times 100 over 120, right? So how do you do this? Again, simply put on the algebra cross, right? You divide by 2, you will get 5. You divide by 2, you will get 6, right? And 45 and 6, you can divide by 3, becomes 2. You can divide by 3, becomes 15. So the answer is 75 over 2%, right? Because 15 times 5 is 75 in itself. So 37.5% for male teachers. How about female teachers? As simple as this. After you get male teachers percentage, you can find the female percentage of female teacher, percentage of FT, total 100. Subtract 37.5%, right? So the answer is 62.5%. Or we have another way, as I previously said, percent of female will be female over total times 100%. It will produce the same answer, 75 female over 120 times 100. But again, you have to deal with a lot of working if you use this formula. Type 2, right? Cross, divide by 2, divide by 2, divide by 3, divide by 3, right? So 125 over 2 is also 62.5%. They will produce the same answer. If it is wrong, maybe some of the workings, either one of it, wrong. It's supposed to Same. It's supposed to be same. Okay. Now practice now number 1. Off is times. That's all. So for 1a, 20%, 20 over 100 as always. Off is times 13.25. Right. So dollar something. If you use your calculator, you will get the answer. So before you do, or if you don't have a calculator, you just simplify the equation, the fraction, I mean, 1, 5, and then 5, 13.25 divided by 5. Without a need of calculator, you will get, but if you want to use calculator, up to you. B, oh, what the heck is this? 15.3 over 4. Again, you have to change this into decimals or into a mixed improper fraction. Okay, we have 63 over 4 percent. Percent means over 100, right? Or times by 100 over 100. As simple as that. So 63.4%. So this is representing percent here, and you multiply by 640. Right. So what you can do now is cross the 0 here and here. You divide by 4, divide by 4, and then you divide again by 2, the 10, right? Divide by 2, 8. Okay, I don't think we can have a further answer. 63 times 8 is 504 over 5, right? Not 15, be careful, this is one. There you go. So 504 divided by 5 is $100.8. That's it for number 1B. How about 2? How about 2? 250 to 2500 or 2500% again over 100 times 4.6, right? Simple. 25 times 4.6. Okay, you will get 115. What is the unit? Okay, just let it be no unit because the question is also doesn't have the unit. Okay, that's for practice now. For I think work example. Okay, now a class has 40 students. So 40 students. Okay, 40 students is representing the total. Total is always 100%. You have to keep that in mind. The total amount of money is always, or total amount of something, it can be money, people, and so on. If it is representing total, it is always 100%. Okay. So 75 of them passed a mathematics test. So I want to find 1% first. Simply, right? So 1%, how many students? So 40 divide by 100. If you have if you have the question like this, why you have to divide by 100? Because of this. Make sure you know about this. 100 to 1 divided by 100. So 40, do the same. Divide by 100 also. So 40 over 10. 40 over 100 or 4 over 10 or 2 over 5 students. It's illogical. We have 2 over 5 students, but again, the question is asking for 75. Okay, so don't mind about that. So if 1% is representing 2 over 5 students, how about 75%? 2 over 5 times 75, as simple as that, right? See, it's not a decimal at all. So the question is still logical. 30 students passed. Okay, or another formula. I give you another formula. The past one is 75 over 100 times by total. Okay, it's the same as well. You will get 30 students also. Okay, now practice now. Again, anyway, this is yours, but again, I will explain to you. Given that 3% were late for school in a particular day, find the numbers of students who were punctual. Punctual means you are on time. You're not late. Punctual, tepat waktu. Okay, so the punctual amount of students, the amount of punctual students, or the percentage is 100 minus 3, right? It's 97%. So the question is asking for how many students, right? how many students or the number of students. So the punctual student or the total students is equals to 100%, right? So 1% representing 15 students. So the punctual students will be 97 times 15, right? Because 97%. So the answer will be, wait, I need to use my calculator. 1,455 students per punctual. Tepat waktu. Okay, or another formula, 97 over 100 times 1,500. It's the same, see? 97 times 15. So it can be done with some formulas. I give you the freedom to choose. Okay, it's the same. Next. 1,800 people attended the national. 35.5% were men, 40 were women, and the rest were children. The question is asking for number of children, so you have to find the percent of children first. So again, 100 minus 35.5 grown-up men, subtract again by 40 grown-up women. So 100 minus 35.5 minus 40 will be 24.5% of children. So how do you find the total amount of children? Somehow this will be easier. 24.5% per 100 you multiply by the total student, total people, total amount of people. Okay, you can just cross this. So 24.5 times 18. Yeah. So 441 children attended the dinner. Okay, in 2010, 600 out of 1,600 passed the entrance. Okay, the same school in 2012. In which year did the higher percentage people pass entrance? Oh, okay. The work example of this, insufficient data. Okay, why? Because 600 students out of 1,600 passed, right, in 2010. But in 2012, we don't have any of the info. See, same school in 2012. See, so we cannot do this at all. So we can just skip this. Continue. Now the percentage change. Now we learn about the percentage change. So the change in the value of an item can be expressed as a percentage increase or decrease. So increase means 105, right? If it is increased by 5%, so from 100% to 105, right? The new salary is this. Increase in salary is you just subtract from the new salary to the old original salary. So that's the change of the increase, right? So I think this is not too important. I will give you the rules to do. Now, for number 6, okay, this is quite complicated. I will share you the other screen for practice now 6. I want to turn on the sketchbook. Give me a while. It's opening. You may just fast forward this if it is necessary. Okay, done. So let's see for this. Okay, now in Singapore, the EduSafe Merit Bursary is given out of top 25% students within each level and stream in every school. There was an increase in the value of award from 2008 and 2009. The table below shows the value of this award in 2008 and 2009. Given that there were an increase 40% of the value of the award from in secondary 1 student here. So the increase is 40% is given, right? So how do you calculate the amount? So if it is increased by 40%, For question A, you have to find the increment first, right? So the increment is 40% of the original, of course, of the original. Which one is the original? $250. Okay, so you will get the answer as simple as this. Just cross the zero, cross. So the increase is $100. Again, this is the increase, but the question is asking you for the value for the award. So the value will be $250 plus by $100, right? You will get $350 for the price. Okay, now find the percentage increase from 2008 to 2009 in a primary one student. There you go. So which one is primary one? From here to here, right? Primary one is here. So from 150 to 250, it's increased, right? B part one. So how do you find this? You have to know that the original is always 100%. This will representing 100%. The first place is always 100%. The question is, what is the increment, right? So the percent increase, the question is percent increase. So this is how many percent, right? And plus by how many percent to get this. I think this is quite simple. How do you do this? Again, so if $150 is representing 100%, so the increase will be 250 minus 150, right? So this is the dollars that is increased, $100. $100. So the percent increase is $100 over the original. You multiply by 100%, right? So what is the answer? Just do the regular counting, cross, and divide by 5, divide by 5. So it is 200 over 3. Okay, the number is bad, 66. 2 over 3% increase. Okay, now how about part B, part 2, primary 6 student? I will give you another idea for you. B part 2, from 200, right, because primary 6 is here, to 300. Again, $200 is representing 100% because the original. The question is, what is the increment? Increment of $100, of course, right? From $200 to $300, the increment is 300 minus 200. So the increment is $100. And this will be how many percent? That's the question. Okay. Now, I will give you one idea. The unknown here is $100, right? So make sure you know this. What you can do from 200 to 100, you divide this by 2, right? So in order to make the equal sign, you have to equal or fair share of mathematical rules, you have to divide by 2 also. So 100% divided by 2 is 50%. So the increment is 50%, right? This will be belongs to the 50%. That's how you think of number 1. Okay, now I will make it zoom. I will zoom this so you can just print screen, because this is your part. You may print screen this answer in order to follow the logic. Okay, done. Okay, I will delete this. Let's go to the other question. Now we learn about the decreasement. Let's see one more question here. What is the result when 32 is decreased by 25%? Again, the 32 is 100%. If it is decreased by 25%, the remaining will be 75%, right? And this will be the question that you will find for question 2, part A. So again, what you can do now, I will give you one extra space here to simplify your understanding. How about 1%? Right? So you divide by 100, right? So you divide by 100, and this also divide by 100. And how about this? You multiply by 75, right? So this also multiplied by 75. 32 over 100 times 75. That's the rule. So you may simplify the number. I want to divide by 25. I want to divide by 25, right? 3 becomes 3, sorry. And 8 times 3 is 24. That's all. That's the answer, right? Again, do the same thing from this over 100 and do the same thing as well on this. See, the meeting point is in the middle. Here is the meeting point. You multiply by 75, you multiply also by 75 here. So 32 over 100 times 75. Now question B. A new car costs $127,000. This is always, as always, 100%, right? Its value after 1 year is, and this is the question, what you want to find? Find the percentage decrease. Okay, so you have to subtract this first, 100. So the decreasement is 127,000, subtract 119,380. Okay, you may use your calculator. You will get $7,620. The decreasement, of course. The question is the percentage decrease. Okay, I just write this. I have one. I pick one more space here, so you don't get any confusion then. So the question is $7,620 is how many percent, right? That's the question. This is what you want to find. So again, as simple as this. $1 representing how many percent? From here to here, divide by the same number. This also divide by the same number. So 100 over 127,000. It seems hard, but this is the basic understanding. So the percentage change is this: from 1 to 7,620, you multiply by 7,620, and you also multiply the same thing by 7,620, and you will get the answer. Okay, before that, I want to cross this, cross this, cross this, right? So 762 divided by 127, right? Wait. The answer is 6% in decrease. There you go. Very, very, very simple, right? Now, next question. You may print screen. Done. Okay. Next. So you can pause at any time, by the way, because this is explanation about the YouTube. You can rewatch it if you think that you still don't understand. The monthly cost of the running a small business consists of retail, space rental at, okay, the rental, you have to rent 2,400, and the wages to pay the workers 1,800, and utilities, you have to buy something, table, chair, and so on, 480. And if the retail space rental and wages are decreased by 5% and 6% while utilities are increased, okay, here, challenging. So I want to split this into 3 major parts because they are changing, right? Rent, wages, and utility. Okay, let's see. If space rental and wages decreased, okay, so this is as always 100%. This is as always 100%, the real one, the original, and this has to be always 100%, right? 3 major parts. I do it one by one. The space decreased by 5%, so what is the rest? 95%, right? Because you decrease by 5% and decrease the wages by 6%, it becomes 100 minus 6, 94%. and the utilities increase. Okay, so increase by 7%, so 107. You add the numbers. Okay, and what is the answer? This and this, right? Okay, so what to do? Again, you have to do it one by one. You have to be patient in this question. Okay, more patient. So what you can do? One first, one, right? Change into the unit percent. 1%. So what you can do now? This will be divided by 100%. So this also same, divide by 100, 2400 divide by 100 is 24. And this will get the new rent, the new R, right? So the newest rental value will be 24, right? Times 95, right? Because this is times 95. Okay, dollars 24 times 95 is equals to 2280. See, it's decreasing. Yeah, that's right. That's right then. So again, this also divide by 100, you will get $18, right? Divide by 100 and multiply by 94. So the new wages will be 18 times 94. 1692. Then there you go, the other utility. Oh, it's increasing, but again, you have to divide by 100% as well. 4.8, and then the new utility file, the utility value or price will be 4.8 times 107, right? Because you multiply this by 107. From 1 to 107, you multiply. Okay. So you get the answer as 513.6. Now, what is the question? Oh, find the percentage increase or decrease of the monthly cost of the business. Oh my goodness. So what you can do now is try to compare the old and the new. Yeah. So the old expenditure or old monthly cost, use this 24 plus 18 plus 480. 2400. What is the answer? I use my calculator. I get 4680. How about the new? Old is always 100%, right? Keep that in mind. The old is always, the original is always 100%. So 2 to 80, 1692, one more, 513.6. Oh, this is decimal. Okay, so 2 to 80 plus 1692 plus 513.6. 4485. Oh, it's decreased. So this is how many percent? And what is the decreasement, right? The percentage of decrease. So we know that it is decreasing, not increasing. So it decreased by 4680 subtract 4485.6. So it will be $194.4. And this is how many percent? Sorry, this is the question anyway, not this. Again, so I put on the new position here. 4680 representing 100%. What is 194.4 representing the percentage? Again, you have to put 1 here. So this is 100 over 4680. And this will be 194.4 times by 100 over 4680. Right? So what's the answer? 194.4 times 100 over 4680. 4.15%. I just round the number. It's actually 4.153846154. It's too much, so this will be the answer. I will make it simple. Please print screen if you need to print screen this file. Okay. Now, this question. Okay, for question number 1. The length of a rectangle is twice of its breadth. Okay, so for number 1, the length is twice of the breadth. Okay, I want to make this. So for example, this is length. This is breadth, sorry. This is the length, 2b, right? Double, see, twice of its breadth. The length is double. So if the length of the rectangle is increased by 120 by 20%, so the length of the rectangle, the length here, increased by 20%, so it has to be 120 over 100 times 2b for the new increment, right? And the breadth is decreased by 20%, so it becomes 80%, right? Because if it is increased, you add by 100. If it is decreased, 100 minus. So it will be quite, yeah, smaller than this. See, you multiply by 2b here, but for the breadth is 80% of b. What is the perimeter? Okay, good. This is quite challenging question. So what is the perimeter? The perimeter of this will be, do you remember perimeter at all the sides? So 2b plus b plus b plus 2b, right? This is 2b, this is b also. So we'll get 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6b. Okay, and how about this? Make it simple first about the decimals. Yeah, cross, divide by 2, divide by 2. So it is 12 over 5b. And how about this? 8 over 10 and 4 over 5b, right? So the perimeter will be 12 over 5b plus 4 over 5b plus 12 over 5b. Again, it's the same, plus 4 over 5b. You will get 1632 over 5b. So what is the answer? 62 over 5b, right? Again, let's see. The original is always 100%, right? 6b is always 100%. The increment, what is the increment from 6b to 62 over 5? You just subtract it, right? So the increment will be 2 over 5b. How many percent? Okay, as simple as that. You have to pick 1 first. This is 1. So you divide by, what is b then? 1 divided by 6, right? And this also divide by 6, 100 over 6. So here will be 2 over 5 times 100 over 6% in change. So the answer will be, this is 20, this is 1, this is 3. So the change is 20 over 3% on the perimeter. Pay attention on perimeter. Now, number 2. The length, again, twice of its breadth. So this is the breadth, this is length. But if the length is increased by 10 while its breadth is decreased by 10, okay, the length is increased by 10 again. So 110 over 100, it is increment times 2b. This is decrease, becomes 90 over 100, right? So 90 over 100 b times b, right? So because it is decreased. So the area of the first will be 2b times b. So it's 2b square units. How about this? The area is changed. So I cross this. So I'll get this 11 over 5b multiplied by 9 over 10b. So it is 99 over 50b. So square, right? So is it increasing or decreasing? It's decreasing, see? So 2b square representing 100%. The question is, how about 99 over 50? What is the decreasement, right? So you have to find the decreasement first. So the decreasement is 2 minus 99 over 50, 1 over 50b then, right? So why 1 over 50? Sorry, I did something wrong. Oh yeah, that's right. Because 2b is equals to 100 over 50b square, right? I subtract with this. It is decreased by 1 over 50. You just subtract the fractions. So this is representing how many percent? The decreasement. So you get 1b first, you divide by 2, right? You divide by 2, you will get 50. And then 1 over 50 b squared, you times by 1 over 50, you times again this by 1 over 50. It is about the rounding questions. This is about the rounding. So you have to pay very, very careful about this. Pay attention. So 50 times 1 over 50 is 1% only, the decreasement. It's not only, it's big. Okay, please print screen this, and I'm asking you to share this with your friend if you need to share it in group. Okay, so this is the hard question on percentage. Now let's see for the other question. Again, print screen, you may pause this. Next. I have about 3 more questions. 6 more questions. So I will do it slowly, one by one. After a pay cut of 3%, Defi salaries becomes $3,346.5. So this value is representing the value that already been cut, right? So cut of 3%, so it is 97%, right? The question is asking you for find the original monthly salary. The original is always 100%. This is the unknown, right? So in order to find the unknown, you have to put 1 simply, and then 3346.5 you divide by 97, right? Because you do the divide by 97 and you multiply by 100, right? So the original will be 3346.5 over 97, you multiply by 100, right? So that's your answer. Okay, I wish you can do this. Times 100 divided by 97. The answer is $3,450 for his original monthly payment. Okay, now number two. Number two is quite long. Every year, the value of a car depreciates. Depreciates means decrease. So this is the new term for you. Okay, so if the value of the car was 86,700 in 2012, find its value in 2010. 2 years. The question is giving you only 1 year. So in order to find this 2-year increment, so it is increased, right? So because, sorry, the value by the time is decreasing, but if you do backwards from 2012 to 2010, so the value in 2010 always bigger than 2012 by twice, by double. So 2 years will be, it has to be 100 of the original over 85 of the value of the next year, right? Because depreciates, so it becomes 85%, right? And then you multiply by 86,700, and after that, since this is year 1, you have to put 2 years, you have to multiply again by year 2, 100 over 85. That's how you do. Or if you cannot do this easily, I will give you the easiest way to understand this. Okay, so the value in 2012 is 86,700, right? And this is the 85% from the previous year. Okay, 2010, 11. But the question asking you for 2010, later, don't do it fast. This is 100%, right? So put 1, see, slowly. So asking you for 100%, you put 1, you divide by 85, right? And then you multiply by 100. And you get the value of 2011's value. And how about 2012 and 2010? So this will be cross out. Why? Because we have the new rules. This is not 100% anymore. This is 85% relative to the previous year. So this is 2010. So 86,700 over 85 times 100 times again by 85 over 100 over 100 over 85. That's how you think of the number, right? Because you put 1, you divide by 85, and then you times by 100 again. See, divide by 85 times 100. So this will be the value, twice of it, twice of the number, right? Or you can just simply 86,700 times 100 over 85, twice the price, twice the time, right? So you use calculator, you will get the original value is $120,000. Okay, that's it for question number 2. Print screen. So number 2 is harder than previous. Okay. I think I have 3 more questions. Okay. %70 of the book. So everything is already in your slides, yeah. 70% of the book is English book. So 70% is representing 35 books, right? See, English and English. How many is the number of books in the bookshelf? So the question is asking you for 100%. Simply 1. So 35 over 70, right? And then 35 over 70 times 100. Okay, so the answer will be 50 books. Okay, fairly simple. Write it down, or you may pause and print screen. Okay, one more, 2 more, I mean. Yeah, that's all. 2 more questions. Number 1. So this is always on and on and on. This is the repeating question, repeating formula, and you have to practice more in order to get the good skill about this. So if the cost of an article raised by 9%, raised by 9% to 654. So 654 is the rise amount, the rise cost of article. So this always representing 109%, right? Why? Because it's already raised. Okay. So original cost, original is always 100. Remember, original is always 100. So you put 1 here, and you put 654 over 109, right? You divide this by 109, and you multiply this by 100. So not 654 over 109, you multiply by 100. So the answer will be 600 for the original before it is being increased. Okay. Now, number 2. Every year, the value of an antique vase appreciates 20% from its value from the previous year. So in 2012, see, almost the same, 180,000. This has already been appreciated by 120%, right? Because appreciates 20%. So this is the value from the previous 120. So to find the value in 2011, this is 2011, the previous year. So again, you put 1 here. So this is the rules. Divide by, so 180,000 divide by 120. See the first rule, and multiply by 100%. This value is, wait, $150,000. This is for 2011. This is, again, you have to calculate until 2010, previous year. So this is 2011, and it is 120% again. So the 100 changed to 120 from the previous year, because it is 2011, you want to find 2010. So you have to find the other 100%. How do you do this? Again, you put 1 here, so divide by 120. So this number 150,000 divide by 120, and then you multiply by 100. So you do the double steps, right? First step is you divide, this becomes 1, divide by 120. So this also divide by 120. And going down to 100, you multiply by 100. So you will get the answer as this. So 15,000 divided by 12 times 10. So the value is 100, sorry, $125,000 in 2010. See, if it is increased by the year, the antiques always increase the price. So again, you may print screen these answers. And now we are done for our first meeting. Okay, I hope that you can do this. You can understand about this meeting, and let me know when you have any problem through comments, chat, or anything else. Okay, I wish you good luck for this percentage, so you know how to deal with percentage and how to change the increasement or decreasement of the percentage. On next meeting, we will learn about the percentage of word problems. Okay, see you later, guys. Good luck.